If you've ever sat across the table from someone you love and thought, why can't they just see what this is doing to us? Then this video is for you. You've explained it calmly, fiercely, and through tears at 2 a.m. You've laid out the facts. You've shown them the consequences, and you've made the case so many times you could do it in your sleep, and it hasn't changed a thing. I want to talk to you about why, and I want to give you something genuinely useful to take away from this. Not just comfort, actual understanding. Because when you know what's really happening in the brain, something shifts. You stop taking it personally, and you start making decisions from a completely different place. I'm Megan. I'm a support coach for women who love someone with an addiction. I've been where you are. I know this pain from the inside. It's actually why I became a coach and a happiness researcher. This work is personal to me. So here's what most people aren't told about addiction. It's not a values problem. It's not a love problem. And it's absolutely not a logic problem. Addiction hijacks the brain's survival wiring, the same system that keeps us breathing, eating, drinking water. That system gets rewired to treat the substance or the behavior as essential for survival. So when addiction is active, the brain isn't asking, what do I value most? It's asking what will stop this discomfort right now. And in that moment, love, logic, consequences, your very real pain, they all get drowned out by that one urgent signal. Not because you don't matter, you do, but because addiction doesn't play fair, and it isn't a fair fight. So here's the part that I think will genuinely change how you see this. When you say to someone in active addiction, can't you see what this is doing to us? What their nervous system hears is, I'm failing, I'm trapped, I need relief. You're speaking in reason, addiction replies in urgency. You're talking to someone who intellectually may know what's happening and still cannot act on that knowledge. Because understanding something and being able to act on it are not the same thing when addiction is running the show. That's not weakness, that's dependency, and knowing the difference matters. Because one of those things says something about them and the other says something about the illness. So, what does this mean for you? I'm going to give you 3 things to take away from this video. Not fixes, this isn't a fix, but genuine shifts in how you can hold this. First, stop evaluating yourself by whether they've changed. Your ability to explain, to love, to reason, none of that is the variable here. You haven't failed because they haven't stopped. You've been using the right tools for a different problem. Addiction doesn't respond to logic, and that tells you nothing about the quality of your love or effort. Second, start getting curious about what you actually want. This is where I want you to sit for a moment. Not with what you want for them, not what you want to happen with the addiction, but what do you want for your life? Most women I work with have spent so much time trying to find the magic words, the perfect argument, that they've lost track of what they actually need. And that's the question worth spending your energy on. And third, understand that consequences exist for you, not just to teach them a lesson. Setting limits and protecting yourself and choosing not to cover for them, not paying their debts, none of that is cruelty. None of that. It's not punishment. It's you deciding what you are and aren't willing to live with. And sometimes, not always, but sometimes reality is louder than you could ever be. And even when it isn't, you are still allowed to have a life. I want to name something before I close because I hear it so often. Many women secretly believe if I could just say it better, love better, support better, understand better, then this would change. And that belief feels like hope, and I understand why you hold on to it. But it's also the belief that puts the entire weight of someone else's illness on your back. You didn't cause this. You cannot cure this. And you cannot logic someone out of a nervous system that is fighting for relief. You're allowed to stop trying to be the solution. If this landed for you, if something shifted even a little, I'd love to take you deeper. I have a free 4-part training called The List. It's real practical help for women who love someone with an addiction and want to understand what can actually help for them, for you, and for the relationship. You can grab it at whywon'ttheystop.com, /the list, and I'll put the link in the description for you. And if you're not already subscribed, please hit subscribe. There's a lot more of this to come. I'm Megan. I'm glad you found your way here. Take care of yourself too, and I'll see you in the next video.